Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. So I'm going to start moving sort of my citrus out the greenhouse one at a time when the weather permits and when time allows, and just have a look at them and see what problems they've got and what needs tackling and dealing with potentially. Now this one here which I've got out today is actually my Washington Navel. It's one of the ones that came from Yew Garden. I would have got it at the beginning of last summer. Now it's actually had an issue ever since I had it. It had this rotted area of stem on it, which has obviously caused a lot of issues with the top half of the plant. Now I was in two minds whether or not I should actually remove this completely, this top half, and just let it grow as a bush, because obviously the graft is way down here. It looks like it probably had a bud graft on it. You can see the yellow mark is the rootstock and the blue mark is the scion, and these look like they're bud grafted. Now I put these away in November, and this plant has not been watered since November, and we're now getting on for the middle of April. So it's still got some weight to the pot, surprisingly, so it's not as you think it would be absolutely bone dry, but you can see it's held moisture for at least 4 months sitting in the greenhouse. So what I've decided to do is to repot it and move it into a 511. Now I'm actually going to, in the case of clearly dead stems like this, I'm going to remove these ones which are suffering from dieback and go back past the dieback. That bit there was dead anyway. Now it's possible that the stem here is going to heal itself and won't completely rot off. The worst case scenario is if this rot kills it completely, then the top part of the plant here would die off. But you can see that in actual fact this particular navel is covered in new flowers coming out, and I wouldn't say it's stress flowering, because it's actually very healthy below the damaged part of the stem. There's flower buds coming out down here as well. There's flower buds and new shoots coming out on these stems. Now the weather's been a fair bit milder the last few days, so what I'm just going to do, and I don't know if I better do this left-handed, it remains to be seen. I've decided to try and protect. I've got here a garlic barrier organic sort of pruning paint, which you can use for, as you can see, sealing wounds, and I'm hoping that this might help this trunk heal. I mean, it's possibly never going to heal completely, but, and I'm not left-handed, but obviously I'm having to hold the camera with my right hand, but I thought it probably won't do any harm to seal this damaged part of the stem. Let's turn it round. Now this stuff dries out pretty quickly. As I said, the worst case scenario is the top part of the plant will possibly die off. I was considering repotting this one today, but I think actually, I don't know whether to might put this particular one, as it's got a sort of a sickly stem, I think I might, and it's going to flower, I think I might put this one back into the Summerhouse and not repot it. These are all due for a slight repotting, but as I said, I think at the moment it might be as well if I leave this one. We'll just get rid of the dead stem on it. As I've painted it with that barrier paint, I think I'll let that dry out in the Summerhouse, and we'll see what happens. It's not a bad size, the plant. It's probably in about I think it's in about a 1 gallon pot, so it's about I think that they put them in about well, probably slightly over a gallon. I think they're 5 or 6 litres from Yew Garden, but as you can see, it's bursting out in new growth and flowers, but certainly the top part of the stem past that damaged area is suffering. It's not getting full nutrients up here, because you can see the leaves are smaller, but it may well heal itself given time, so I think it's worth waiting to see what happens. So that particular variety is my Washington Navel, and I'm going to leave it in the pot for a bit longer and see what happens to that that damaged area of stem. It was actually like that all last summer. I think it was like it when I got it, and we'll just see if it heals up enough for the plant to recover. But if not, it's going to have a nice bush form to it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a bare stems tree. A bush is absolutely fine, because it will still hopefully grow and fruit. So that's for the citrus enthusiasts. Thanks for watching that short video. Please give me a thumbs up. Welcome to share the video if you think it's going to be useful to anybody. As usual, I'd say I'd love you to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click on the bell if you'd like to know when new videos come out. I'll catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.